Welcome. Today we're going to be doing a breakdown of ThreeD Capital. We're going to look at who they are, where they're at, and where they're hoping to go. If you don't know anything about them, well, that's going to change in this video. I've partnered with them to do a review and breakdown of the business and see how it all functions. So of course, I do want to let you know that at the end of the day, this is a company overview, but any investments you make should be made from your own decision-making process and doing your own research. So make sure to keep that in mind and do whatever feels comfortable to you, but let's move on with this overview. So if you aren't familiar, the ticker in Canada is IDK and the ticker in the United States is IDKFF. So of course we're going to dive into all of this information, but first let's start with what ThreeD Capital actually does. ThreeD is an investment platform and they make investments into small cap companies and pre-IPO companies that one wouldn't be able to get access to. The overall philosophy is that the exponential organization of companies through technology will propel small cap stocks and allow them to grow at a massive rate. Now let's take a step back and talk about who is involved with this project. The CEO of ThreeD Capital is Sheldon Inwentash, and he's been in this industry for a long time. From 2002 to 2007, he took Pine Tree Capital and generated a 150-fold increase in share price to a market cap of over $1 billion. And there is a photo of him with none other than Warren Buffett himself. So I thought what would be a good plan next is to introduce you to Sheldon and watch a little bit of an interview where he talks about the company and how he sees the organization of this company.
In this case, it's a more focused approach on tech, AI, some science, and some real colossal mining initiatives. And the projects that are in the company today are multi-year initiatives. They're not just something we bought as an investment and hope to flip it for a gain. That's not really our business. Our business is we take strategic ground floor positions in these companies and work with the companies to help them grow their business. And if you went out and spoke to these individual companies, you'd find out that they would consider us their number one ally, in many cases their number one investor, and really have contributed to their growth. We mentor them and we help them get the capital as they need. We create partnerships with other companies and so forth. So it's basically.
So as you can see from that interview, the idea behind this company is to not only help manage companies and grow them effectively, but also to build partnerships that these companies can utilize and rely on in a network and actually grow together at the same time. And the evidence and the belief in that from the people within this company is the fact that they are buying shares back. They have a consistent strategy here of buying back shares at a discount to net asset value, which does create value for shareholders. Some other notable people from this company are Jackson, who is Sheldon's son, and he also has significant capital market experience. He's an advisor to and board member of several private and publicly listed companies. So let's move into their investment approach a little bit more. The idea is that they're focusing on early stage disruptive technology, which will of course have a potential for a huge upside. The company leverages its network and expertise to create opportunities for people that they wouldn't otherwise have. And this comes in the form of exclusive investment opportunities through small market companies that aren't publicly listed and often aren't accessible to the average person. One of which is something that I'm sure all of you have heard about, which is AI. Of course, it's making the rounds lately, but a lot of people don't know how can you get in on the ground floor. The answer is you can't for a lot of these companies. A lot of these companies are already purchased by large, huge companies, you know, the ones like Microsoft, Facebook, etc. However, the idea that ThreeD Capital has is that you're going to be able to get in on the ground floor of some new disruptive AI technology companies that you wouldn't have access to otherwise, that have a huge upside and can transform many different industries across the board. Let's take a look at some of the companies within the umbrella that they're working with, one of which is TODAQ, which offers scalable and low-cost payments, specifically focusing on micropayments. They have rapid growth with 40 commercial implementations underway across various sectors, and they have partnerships with major players like Google, CIBC Bank, and Cambridge University. Next, we'll take a quick look at AIML Innovations, which is a health tech company utilizing AI to improve human well-being. They have some groundbreaking solutions such as neural networks for real-time blood pressure prediction and everyday devices. They actually do have a collaboration with TODAQ for micropayments, highlighting the potential for widespread adoption of AI-driven health technologies in managing clinical trials and delivering personal insights. There's Infinity AI, which has AI-enabled predictive analytics for critical infrastructure, which helps keep cities running. Hypercycle is a company facilitating AI-to-AI communication with zero dependencies. The concept works on a sort of internet for AIs, and overall this has huge implications for enhancing AI capabilities as well as efficiency. Let's take a look at one more here, which is Neurable, which is a pioneer in non-invasive EEG reading technology. Yes, that's a bit of a mouthful, but I guess it makes sense because the work they do is pretty amazing. One of the potentials is an alternative to invasive brain-computer interfaces like Neuralink. They actually have some potential innovations for brainwave control that aren't so invasive. So now that we know a little bit more about what they do and who they're working with, let's go ahead and actually head back to the website and just read a little bit more of what they have to say now that we could potentially make a little bit more sense of it. So here it says, why 3D Capital? Great merchant banking has a high barrier to entry, but very lucrative once a brand is established. Running a startup company requires great vision, technical expertise, managerial acumen, access to financing, and the ability to drive toward an exit, even more difficult if it's a public company. Most management teams are excellent at operating their core business, but are poorly equipped to manage all the necessary elements of growth and willing to incentivize the right group to assist them. Sheldon Inwentash is a proven investor with a unique ability to spot winners at a very early stage. His involvement in a deal attracts the right capital, people, and partnerships, giving companies the best possible chance to succeed. 3D Capital can provide exposure into equity in early and seed financing rounds. This provides 3D with a low entry point and a high favorable risk-reward profile. The idea isn't just to throw some money at a company, it's actually to provide a whole platform for them to build off. And the idea is that the experience and management that this team has is capable of doing so with all of the companies mentioned so far. If you're interested in 3D Capital, the ticker in Canada is IDK, and in the United States it is IDKFF. Of course, you can go to their website as well, 3D Capital, to explore more information about the company. You can also check out their YouTube channel at 3D Capital for more information, which includes things like interviews. But this was my overview of the company, diving into a little bit of who they are, what they do, and where they're hoping to go. So I do appreciate them working with me to provide this company overview for them, and hopefully you found some information that is going to be helpful. Thank you to them for sponsoring this video. I hope to see you guys soon. Subscribe for more information, and drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Comment down below, what do you think? And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.